The next submission is Jan Buckland.
Good morning. Thank you for the time. I'm speaking on the rural rates differential policy, which is not a good policy as it has just one point of measurable criteria, with the rest being subjective and contradictory, which leaves it open to interpretation and results in inconsistent application and lack of transparency. I sent an email to senior staff requesting the quantifiable criteria on points in the policy. The response ignored the questions and used deflection tactics. The questions, I guess, couldn't be answered because they don't have the answers. The policy uses terms like can't be grazing a few stock, must be farming, can't be commercial. To me, that's contradictory. Where does grazing become farming? And where does farming become commercial? The staff can refer us to dictionary meanings. Farming, actually, the dictionary meaning is the activity or business of growing crops or raising livestock. It also uses terms of is more likely to be, where say the presumption is, tends more towards, all very subjective. Currently you have cases of neighbouring properties of similar size and value with one paying on average of 2k more a year and often has far more real farming activity happening. How is that fair, justifiable and equitable to all? What tax, service are they paying the extra for? The use of aerial photographs, Google Street View, drive-bys, information from ratepayers, which isn't great for community spirit, to determine and monitor classifications are merely a snapshot of a moment in time, yet the logical option of zoning doesn't appear to carry much weight. If the staff were able to hand on heart confidently say rural properties are correctly classified 100% of the time, that would take an enormous amount of staff time to implement and monitor, which could be put to far better use elsewhere within the council. Why aren't more people speaking up about it? They won't go public in fear of becoming a target, as observations show is happening. Every ratepayer is entitled to know why they are rated as they are, and if the staff aren't able to provide that, then the policy is systemically flawed. Council, I urge you to instigate some form of ratepayer engagement with the policy writers to develop good policy that is clear, measurable, consistent and efficient in its application, like the district plan. Community funding, please don't reduce that as these organisations pick up so much of what the council doesn't have the resources for. There's a good opportunity for the time spent on drive-bys and looking at Google Earth in the rural sector. Fibre, there are many properties that don't have fibre and cannot get an answer as to when or if it is likely to eventuate. The programming of works could be done so much better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that sort of comes to the end of the time, but a number of submitters have focused on some elements of the rural differential, so it's obviously something that we'll be looking at carefully as part of the LTP. So thank you very much for your submission. Kira Foley, and I think